what's bigger, we are also better. New segments, new people, new faces, new activities. Let's Chat is bigger this time. But as you know, as in season 1, I am not by myself. I'm joined by my beautiful, classy, and elegant ladies, Tasha, Lessa, and Kahoni. Give it up for them. Welcome back to season 2.
Thank you.
Are you excited for this season?
You have no idea the rush in my blood.
Let's talk about our holiday, our break. Let's talk about how's your break, guys.
How is this?
Tasha.
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna start with Kahoni. She
You don't want to know. You don't want to know,
actually
guys.
don't, because we are scared.
You're scared?
It was a pretty
scary holiday.
Right?
So let me put you guys on. I get this job, yeah?
Because
like I love what the whole business represented and the vision behind it. I love that. But let me tell you about my boss. My boss. And that job. my boss was crazy. You know, we used to like, it's a retail kind of thing, so we're required to move like from estate to estate, like on these business trips and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we're visiting these places, and because of the nature of the business, we were bound to make losses, yeah?
Yeah.
My boss didn't think so. She
know.
didn't think. No, let me put you on. Let me finish. No.
Go on.
So there's me trying to meet ends meet.
Yeah.
And like, I had a partner. I never used to work alone, so I had this partner, and we'd do that job together and whatnot. And then we'd take the profits to her and tell her there was a loss of this and that amount. But she was still expected to pay for every coin.
She expects her profits.
And you know, I'm not budget for losses, ma'am. Why aren't you budgeting for the losses?
The Lord
That's
requires
crazy.
everything to be accountable. And you know what's not fair about that story? Is that I know the boss. I know the boss, and I think this is defamation of character.
But I didn't know the information.
No,
I know the
maybe it's a different job.
Okay, guys. Okay. Enough about your
My
accountable
crazy
boss.
boss.
Accountable boss expects profits when there are no profits.
Imagine.
Okay, so like my holiday generally was filled with a whole lot of drama, academic drama, home drama, and by drama I mean tests and quizzes and cancelled tests and quizzes, right? And like chores at home and everything, taking care of kids. It's amazing yet so involving.
Tell me about
That's
that.
been my holiday, but I couldn't wait to get back.
I couldn't wait to get back here.
And we're back!
It's good to be back.
We did not get to hear about Tawanga's holiday. Tawanga, how was your holiday?
What happened?
My holiday. Where do I start from? It was about growth.
Woo.
Not only growth,
Tanga,
but
always
a
big
bit of
growth.
making that
For me?
I was facing a boss and you were crying.
I was very relaxed in the moment because I was faced with new situations that required me to actually step out of my comfort zone and actually grow. Imagine doing something you've never done before and you're asked because you're doing it for a good cause. So we have this project on our table and it's something I've never done before. It's something that I've never seen myself actually doing and then being given to do it, or rather giving myself for the cause.
Yeah.
So I gave myself to that cause and actually realized that, well, there's more to Taonga than just that girl that was, somewhere in the corner. Yeah,
I love
and now
that.
I'm bringing, I'm even
You had
getting
everything nice for you.
agents and
Okay.
so in a nutshell, that was my feeling.
Wow. Your
Do
holiday
you
was
mind
great.
sharing that? So in that, guys,
Was it
what
intense?
do you want to know? Like,
You don't know what's going on.
Right?
I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
Okay. So we're doing a project under the Great Commission.
That's something new.
And it was called the Kingdom Financial Excellency Project. And in this project, we got to raise funds for
you have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving yourself and see what happens. That's by Louise Hay. So just to kick off season 2 of Let's Chat, we're going to be talking about something really interesting today. We're going to be talking about self-love. Are you guys ready?
Yes,
Are you guys ready?
And yes, they
We're
are.
ready for you. And there's an interesting quote that we saw, and it reads, so guys, you've been criticizing yourself for years. Try approving yourself and see what happens. What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts are, for the longest time, I actually agree with the quote. For the longest time, many of us have criticized ourselves for the smallest things. Even you failed to do this, and you think you're a failure. You think you can't amount to really anything. And most people have drawn this actually from their past. Just because I was raised in a particular home, just because I came from a particular background, or just because I am from Vogwe village in, I don't know what province it is from. But yeah, because of a particular background someone has been, they would rather criticize themselves and think they can't really make it out of that village they've been.
It's like it labels them for life.
Guys, try saying I'm gonna stay in Los Angeles. Try. Just because I'm from Vubi doesn't mean I can make it out there.
I feel like these are the things we need to accept about ourselves. Like where I came from, I can't change that. The family I was born into, I can't change that. And accepting those things, I feel like that's the biggest step. We're always criticizing ourselves over these things. Even when we want to take big strides in things. Like we give ourselves the excuse that I can't get certain grades because I didn't go to that high school.
Right? That's true.
I can't get that type of a job because I was not born in that type of a society. You know, we label ourselves that way. How about you? What do you think about that?
I think, firstly, I would just like to say there's power in what you guys just said. Because, firstly, why self? You know, you bring in the aspect of self. And secondly, on standards and defining by what other people think, by where you've been, where were you raised, your background, and all of that. There's a difference between the standards you set for yourself and the standards that were set for you. You know? And so I got a lot of that in what you were saying. I know.
I didn't get that. She's gonna say that again.
Well, I said there's a difference between the standards set for you and the standards you set for yourself.
Wow.
And I think the aspect of self.
You also growing in holiday.
It's a very what can I say? When you pay attention to your unreasonable boss, you might just learn stuff.
Good Lord, don't
Okay, alright. So I just got from what you said that the standards that people have been giving all this while, a lot of people think that's actually the standards they've set for themselves, when in actual sense they may have not even set any standards at the end of the day for themselves. So they need to come to the realization that these are things that people have expected from me all along. These are things that I saw based on what happened to me, things that I couldn't control, you know, uncontrollable facts about my life. And now this is what has come to define me. But then you need to reach a point of realization where it's like, okay, now I have the power. What do I choose to define myself by? You know, I feel like that's the issue on the quote. You've been what? You've been
your biggest critic, like
for the longest time. Exactly. People have told you can only be here if you do this. And if you're not an A+ student, you're as good as your grades. You're as good as your accomplishments in life. But the truth is, those are just accomplishments. That's not you. You know. So it's important for you to step up to that responsibility of defining for yourself. I got a lot of that in what you guys said. I just wanted to amplify it.
You know, speaking about accepting these things that you can't really change, like your past, and just forgetting about it, because really, are you really going to define me because I was born in this area?
No.
Are you really? It really is. And for me to think of myself that way is even worse. It's different when it comes from everybody else, but like when I'm doing it, I'm the problem.
You are your own hazard. It's not people, it's you.
Yeah, and away from the the intangibles, the things around us, I find that sometimes we do criticize ourselves about like the things on us. Like away from your house and your family and your background, your academic background, I found that oftentimes we are the biggest critics looking at our skin,
That's
our
true.
hair.
That's true.
Our body type and size.
And sometimes it's self-neglect. Honey, there's self-love and then there's bukusama.
She's not supposed to be doing who she's come to fight.
Hey, I know, right?
I'm sorry for the violence.
There's self-care. I mean, you are supposed to love yourself the moment you wake up when you're not so looking good, But then there's also like empowering yourself with some good body mist and some good. It doesn't have to be 100 bacha. It can even be 10 bacha, my sister. Just take care of yourself and show that you love yourself.
What if someone out there is saying, okay,
I've tried to take care of myself, but I can't change my big forehead.
Exactly. And I feel like the issue is of course, there's an aspect of you need to bath. You need to bath. Need to bath. Get that soap.
I know my mother.
Get that water.
with this weather,
With this weather. Get that scrub and do the job.
Our parents had points.
Yes.
When they first started.
But beyond that, there are also the things you can't change. Like no matter how much you're going to bath, you're never going to be a black person turning white. No matter how many things you want to change about yourself, certain things are just the way they are. Of course, science is now, questioning that. Science is now telling us, of course, you can have a body you want.
You can have a lip,
A lip feel.
What?
You can have things added everywhere.
Wait. Sorry,
I can have what I want where I want.
Sorry to cut you short, but we gotta wrap it up right now with what can we define self-love as? Before we can get into the gist of it.
What are we really talking
What
about?
is self-love for everybody out there? And probably, what exactly does it anchor on? Yes. So, what can we define it as?
basically, as we've already started, I would say self-love is simply, for starters, self-acceptance, and we've dived much into it. Self-acceptance, accepting who you are, accepting where you've been, accepting your biological makeup as well. Even with your
parents, doesn't matter where they are, who they are, what they did.
I feel like we also need to accept the flaws. Accept them, but work on them. Don't accept them to settle there and sit on those issues. Accept them. Say, this is where I'm at right now. I have an issue with my temper. I have an issue with my hygiene. But we'll move from here. We're not sitting here. I've accepted that that's where we are right now. But we can move
So, ladies, speaking of self-love that we so love, and we have been talking about, even though I feel like we haven't done justice to this topic, sadly. Let's just maybe tackle it from a different angle. I went around the UNZA campus, that is the University of Zambia, and I collected a few questions on what people had to ask about self-love. And so I think we've been busy. What can I say? It is my life. So I have a few juicy questions that we can answer on self-love coming up in a bit. So please roll that video. Hi guys, it is your girl Tasha Lisa here, and we are at the University of Zambia, and I'm at the TGC house. This is my home, my place, my everything, and today we'll be looking at a very special issue, and that is self-love. And we'll be asking people what are their questions on self-love, what are their views. Let's just see it from different angles so that we can tackle it in further detail. Let's move, shall we? Hi guys! Hi Tasha! So sorry to interrupt your photo session. I'm just here with a couple of I have curiosity gathered up within me, and I would like to know, what are your questions on self-love? Who wants to go first?
No, not so much about self-love. So I don't know. When do you draw the line between self-love and selfish?
Oh, that's a good one. Looks like it's already getting heated here, but before we can answer that question, let's hear more. Anybody who's about to rock the bouquet?
I want to know what exactly is self-love.
talk so much about it, self-love, and you think that you're loving yourself, but what exactly are you doing? Okay. I like that. It's getting juicy. And one last question before we just run off this. Anybody? Last question. Okay, self-love. We talk about self-love. Is it all about the physical appearance? Or it's just something like spiritual, physical, or emotional? I feel you. Now, those are some really, really good questions, and I feel that we are going to answer those questions on set. What do you guys think? Yeah. So we're still hungry because we want more questions in self-love that we can tackle on set, and I'm just gonna keep looking and see if I can get any more juicy questions on self-love. Hi,
Tasha.
how are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just a little too curious today.
Yeah.
Well, we're going around asking people on self-love. What questions would you possibly have about self-love?
What is self-love?
What is self-love? Wow, okay. Anything else?
And why is it important?
Why is it important? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I think that's a roundup for now. We've got more than enough juicy questions.
Wow, what an adventure you had.
Right? Amazing. What can I say?
You went for the TGC service?
Yes, I did. Don't act like you went there.
I was there. I don't need
But I understand you backbenchers. Some of us we sit front row to get each and everything. Right
The
to the
spirit-
point.
The
to
spirit
the
still
core.
finds me.
Yeah. And to the viewers who may not know, actually, how we are related is through the commission. We have the Great Commissioners, right?
Yes, and we meet every Saturday from 10 hours to 13:30 hours in G3 at Unza Great District
Yeah,
Campus.
so like we're sisters in the house of the Lord. That's how we became sisters on YouTube.
I can't wait to see you there.
Yeah,
But other than that, we have a couple of questions.
Yeah, yeah, we do. I couldn't help but notice Sharon's question. Like, wow, that was a really interesting question. Where's the line between self-love and selfish? Where really is the line? And selfishness, yeah, what's the line? Well, if you ask me, I think the line is self-love goes down to you really being happy with who you are. You know, being alone in a room and feeling like I really am beautiful, I really am enough, and I really do like the person that I am. I love me. That's self-love. But with selfishness, it's something else. It's something to do with arrogance. You know, you feel like you're the biggest in the room. Not that you feel full, but yeah, you're trying to prove yourself to people. You're trying to prove that you're maybe better than other people, and you're always prioritizing yourself, not because you love yourself, but because maybe you've been feeding insecurities and you're trying to feel
insecurities.
Yeah.
Loud on that one.
Yeah, so I feel like it's all about get down to the roots. Is it really love?
Yes.
Or are you covering up some insecurities? Are you arrogant? Or do you have confidence? Going down into those nitty-gritties.
Yes,
That's the thin line, Sharon.
Yeah, it's true. Self-love has a lot of unmasking that comes in. So covering up insecurities doesn't count.
It doesn't.
Yes. And now I want to tackle question number 2, which is why is it important?
Why is it important? Why is it
Yes, why is it important? It's important. You know, people just look at self-love and they just see it, scroll social media. People don't understand it, all of that. But then
using numbers because
like people just think it's cliche. It's a cliche kind of thing. But the truth is, but then the truth is, this is something that's real to each and every one of us, whether we know it or not. And one thing that is very interesting is that human beings make the most sense of what is real, I don't know if I can say realist to them. You know, you are the most real thing to you. Before you have your neighbor, before you have your sister, your brother, your bestie, that male bestie. The male bestie.
No male bestie. What's the boyfriend?
It's just a way to mask it.
Just tell it. Boy,
as we rebuke. So before you have your neighbor, there's you, and that's just the truth. People try to avoid themselves, run away from themselves, run away from facing themselves.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the truth is they're battling something within themselves. Maybe they think they're not good enough, maybe they think they're not beautiful. And
Yeah.
so they want to look up to somebody else, try and fill in the gap. But the truth is, you can't love somebody else more than you love yourself. Or if you don't love yourself, you cannot love somebody else. So, whatever approach you take towards yourself,
So I can't
is
love
the
you for
degree of approach you can take towards somebody else.
Wow.
Yes, so I think that's why it's very, very, very important.
So because one doesn't love themselves, it would be very hard for them to love another person.
Yes,
Yeah.
very true. And they may not know it, like, because people misinterpret love as, I'm there for you, I will die for you,
Flowers.
I am here
For you every
24/7.
day.
I mean,
Oh, and I'll tell you, you are beautiful.
yeah. But that's not true love. True, and sometimes like we mask it in like relationships and whatnot. But the truth is, sometimes it's just your hormones, and then you think you love somebody, and
I feel like even in like friendships, sometimes people tend to do that. Those friends who can't live without each other. I know you love each other, but something, somewhere.
yeah. And the problem with like living like this is that it's not long lasting. There'll be a point when reality is going to kick in, and before you know it, this person you can't just stand anymore. Why? Because you can't stand yourself. You reach a point where you can't stand somebody else.
You become a fault finder and everybody
Yes,
else.
yes. You know, at the end of the day, you can't glue. You can't be stuck with anybody. So I think the degree to which, the degree to which you love yourself is the degree to which you can love other people. So it's very important.
Yeah, because it is very important. We all must have a level, I should say even a highest degree of self-love. But then, how do I exactly get to love myself? Or how should you love
Isn't
yourself?
that hungry lion?
The juice.
Take me so hungry lion. Isn't that? That's not count, guys.
Status posts every day. A million.
Am I post
A
me?
million.
No.
Yeah.
If I get my WhatsApp,
My God. Hold up. Let's hold it.
isn't that self-love really?
Not entirely. There's a certain core, or rather a certain insight we should have to self-love that will make it actually manifest, and it goes even deeper than we think. So how do I get to love myself? Yes, the posts aren't enough. Don't even post at self-love if you don't really
That's
do.
true.
And if you don't have it.
Yeah. And
You
you
don't
don't
know
know
it.
it.
You don't know
the
it.
post.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Let's be real. Let's not be fake.
Yeah. It's
So
very
how can we love ourselves?
We can love ourselves by first changing our inner perspectives of ourselves, or inner concepts of ourselves, in the line that we need to change how we think of ourselves firstly. What do you think of who you are? Who do you define yourself as?
So the innermost thoughts.
Are you your best cheerleader or are you your best critic? Which one are you? So in order to love myself, I need to first change what I think about myself. Who do I see myself right now? Come on in. Sasha Lesa. Hi. Who do you see yourself as? Who do you see yourself as? So the moment we decide to change who we think of ourselves, that's also a first step. But not only should we change who we think of ourselves, there are certain aspects like what we feel about ourselves.
Yeah.
So we have certain feelings of I feel I can make it in this life. I feel
And I think that's true, especially in marrying it with the posts. You know, you're posting, I love myself. Isn't she beautiful?
No.
But the truth is, you don't feel like that. Is it something?
You're
Is it
feeling
trying
it.
to? Yes, you're trying to.
feel
You
that
know,
way.
that's true.
Yes.
So, the
You need
genuine
to be
feeling.
genuine, and changing that is where it all begins. Change. I feel
Amen.
there are certain things that don't automatically happen. We need to cautiously decide. Okay, this is what I've been feeling about myself. I never felt enough. I never felt good enough because that person told me I wasn't beautiful. I never felt enough because I had 7 breakups. I never felt enough because of
Okay, what
this.
if I feel enough, but it's because perhaps I have a degree?
Accomplishments in life.
Yeah,
Let's
if my
change.
accomplishments make me feel like I'm that
Yeah,
girl.
the guy.
Like,
You
I have that degree. I have that car. I have that house.
What happens when that degree is no longer fulfilling?
That's true.
It's true. Eh? With no jobs in Zambia, that's what I is a degree.
I think in today's world, there's no comparison. You know, we're talking about degrees just now, but how many people actually have degrees out there? And so because somebody doesn't have a degree, they feel I'm a degree-less. You know?
Oh my God.
that was.
I love degree holder.
Degree holder.
But like the truth is, no matter where you are in life, you are worth it. You must learn to. I'm not, in fact, it's not about me delivering. It's about what you deliver. So at the end of the day, you are valuable. You are something, you know. But the problem comes in on now that you are something. Will you stay in that state? You know, maybe you want a degree and you don't have a degree. You are still something, but still chase that degree.
Yes,
still chase
beyond those things. What am I?
Yeah, what are you beyond those things?
Wow, I feel like this is a whole topic.
On its own, right?
This should be a whole season.
Yes, there is something in somebody, and it is self-love.
Yeah.
So, ladies, I guess that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Sadly.
Welcome to season 2.
Welcome. Sit back. Today is a good day. I can just sense the fun in the air. We have game day today, and unfortunately, unlike most people, I didn't come here to play. I came here to win it. So let's get right into it. So this game is about quotes. I'm going to say a random number amongst 1, 2, and 3, and in another room is a couple of panelists of intellectuals who are going to send me a word that I can make a code with on the phone. So when I mention the number, they're going to send me a word and I will read the word out loud to make a code out of it. If it's good enough, I don't know, I guess I win in life. I'm kidding. If it's good enough, you know, I get to walk away victorious. If it's not good enough, I get to be hit by a spiked ball, unfortunately. But as you can all see, I'm the first one, which means I'm the biggest and the baddest in this game. But yes, let's get right into it. I pick number 2. Number 2. Give me what you got. Ooh.
What's your word?
Stay as inflated as a hot air balloon. Hi, I'm here seated at the table of greatness, hoping to win. I'll pick number 3. And my word is flat face. Okay. Running across the field, she hit.
Ooh, that's gonna hit. Well, hello. My name is David Kanekesa and I'm here to do what I do best. That's win. So I'm told I'm supposed to pick a number, so we'll go with 2. Waiting on the word progressive. The word progressive. Be as progressive as Nelson Mandela, a Pan-Africanist of the soil. Yeah, progressive. Make headward progress in everything you do. Yeah, that's good. Come on!
Hi everyone, my name is Karen and I'm here to win Put It in a Court. So my number is 3. Okay, my word is palace. Palace. Beautify your palace. Is it not the court? It is the court.
Alright, hi, my name is Bill Mwaza and I'm gonna choose number 3. Ooh, okay. I'm pretty good at this, so I don't think I can fail. Oscar. Only fighters in life get to win an Oscar. Yes!
Hi, I'm ready and I pick number 2. Number 2, be nice. Number 2, be nice. Whew, number 2 is certainly not being nice. My word is diameter. My word is diameter. The diameter in life that you cover should never discourage you from covering more.
Courage, love, beauty. What do I see? A whole world in the mirror. Now there I choose to live. Submerged in all this splendor. It's all I need.
The person you have all the potential to be is buried inside you. Unleash her.
To me, self-love is self-forgiveness. I'm turning up the volume.
Hi. Let me tell you a story about a girl, my confidant, the one who keeps all my secrets. I promised I would not love other people in ways I have not loved her. Her. The one I see in the mirror every single day. To me, I'm to passionately love her.
A masterpiece. Sounds to me like you. Yes, you. You with the face. Yes, your face. Fearfully, wonderfully, you were made. The conversation the designer had with himself was you. You would check the very form, the very image of him, the grand artist, the painter of sunset skies and the illustrator of starry heavens. You're beautiful.
To me, self-love is self-acceptance. Acceptance of where I've been, who I am, and who I'm supposed to be. The God picture. And now, I'm turning up the volume. What do you have to say?
I'm turning up the volume on what you think. Are you ready?
I'm turning up the volume. What do you have to say?
I'm turning up the volume. What do you have to say?
And I'm turning up the volume on what you have